Adam, think about guys how they can sometimes have to make a transition later in their career to extend their careers as an impact player. Right? We've seen guys do it. You change the way you play. I think Jason Kidd is a great example of it. Jason Kidd was always considered, not a good shooter, streaky at best. And look at what he did at the end of his career because you loved his defense, you loved his playmaking, the way he made guys better, the way he moved the ball crisply through the air, what his vision. But then he turned himself into a pretty reliable three-point shooter at the end of his career and ended up helping him win a championship in that role with Dallas. So, and here you have LeBron, and you're sitting there going, wow, this is the guy that's the all-time leading scorer in the history of the league. And I never looked at him as a guy that put scoring first and still ended up as the all-time leading scorer. It's like, to me, the greatest argument that anybody could make. If you want to make that argument for LeBron James as the GOAT, that's the one. This guy didn't even look at scoring as his primary objective and ended up as the all-time leading scorer. Um, but it's really been, for me, it was always the playmaking. The first time I saw him play,
Yeah.
when he played a high school basketball game and we televised it on ESPN, the first thing that stood out to me were these passes he was giving these guys, like these inferior players on his high school team, and the way he was hooking them up with these passes and his vision and seeing things ahead of that. So it's like you wonder, like if LeBron, as physically fit as he is, if he can just continue to stay healthy, if he just wants to transition into that role where he doesn't have the demands of getting 25, 30, 35 every night to give his team a chance to win, if he could be on a team like that, that's good enough, they got enough scoring, man, what would that do to like extend his career even longer if you wanted to?
He
Because
could play. He could play. Well, I was joking with somebody the other day. He's going to be the captain in 2028 if he wants it. I mean, probably not. But
You know
honestly,
what? No, you might be right. And we're going to
why
talk a little
not?
bit about this in a minute because there's ESPN came up with a list of like what that team might look like, and it talks about the older guys first, and Durant, Curry, and KD. I mean Durant, Curry, and LeBron in particular, and it's like it was almost like dismissive, like he won't be back, and I'm going, wait a minute, we don't know that. Like
Yeah.
this guy is all about at this point history, making history and
Yeah.
challenges and challenging himself and just the way he looks physically, and he still has that straight downhill speed. He's still got the strength. He's still got the verticality that he needs. And the other parts, the IQ, the vision, all that stuff. His shooting's better than ever. His IQ has always been there. The vision, like those impact the game that way. But he's still an elite level athlete,
Yeah.
and with the speed and the verticality. So if he wants to dial it back a little bit as a scorer, it's less demands, less prep, less stress on his body on a nightly basis. Who knows? Maybe he will be around 4 years from now. I would be surprised, but not. I wouldn't be like blown away. I'd be like,